Hey everyone, so it was a pretty big day in the stock market today. Pretty green. We ended at about 412.83. There is a lot of speculation that the CPI is going to come back, continuing its trend and lowering inflation. So that's why we had the big green day today. So I'm going to go over my setup here. It's a really awesome indicator setup, and I'm going to actually do a little bit more of a deep dive soon here on this whole setup, but let's just go through it. So you have the SSL channel right here that's showing overall sentiment in the market, and then you have these smaller moves in the market indicated by what is called the SSL hybrid, and then these candles right here are colored to match the SSL hybrid, just to give you a little bit more clarity. And then there is the TSI, which is an oscillator which shows overbought and oversold in the market. And so if you were to go long, ideally for this setup, one way to do it is a trader can enter when the TSI is overbought, or oversold, and is turning back to the upside with a blue cloud. And then the price action is above the SSL hybrid with a blue candle, and then it'd be marked with a blue line up here. And then it is ideally above this SSL channel, which shows again overall sentiment in the market. Now, one thing I really like about the SSL hybrid is that it is marked with potential reversals with yellow candles and a yellow line. Okay, so what we're looking at right now as far as the market, there's a lot of people speculating that it's going to continue in the favor of lowering inflation and that we're nearing the end of the Fed raising rates, and that is very bullish for the market, at least at this point in time. So looking at this from a technical analysis standpoint, we are above this line right here. So that's one indication for going long. We're above this channel, which is green, which is an indication to go long. And as of right now, we are blue on the TSI, which is another indication showing a continuation to the upside. Now, as far as getting into the market at this time, there is one hesitation and one benefit of maybe waiting this one out and being a little bit more patient. And let's get into that right now. So that is marked by the TSI right here. It is reaching the point of overbought, and we are starting to eventually go down to the oversold. So as far as the TSI is marking, even though all these are indications that we are currently in an uptrend, the TSI is showing that there might be a reversal soon. So getting into this market right now, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just explaining my overall opinion of the market, okay? So do your own research and all of that good stuff. So if I were to get into the market right now, so if we're looking at a long position, a good stop loss would be below this yellow candle. And if you were to enter somewhere around here, you're at about 414.59. You're looking at about 2.65% drop. You want to about double, a 2-to-1 as far as a strategy. You're going all the way up to about 438, and for that's about a 6% gain. Now, the disadvantage that you're going to have if you do go long right there is this resistance level right here. So a potential strategy would be to actually put a take profit order around 429.30, which is what I have marked on this line. Now, one thing that's pretty interesting is if you see these key resistance here, this was a resistance at about 407.88. We shot through that resistance on February 1st of this year. We came back down and then we actually bounced off of it with this yellow candle, and a continuation of the bounce off today. Up to about 412.83. So this resistance is no longer acting as a resistance, but is now acting as a support. And so that is one thing to keep in mind, that, you know, if CPI data comes in well or expected, we could see a continuation up to 428.96. Okay, so let's get rid of these key levels. And as far as going short, it is a little bit more of a safe point at this point to go short, but not at this point. What you would want to see is this TSI to turn red because it is over bought right now, and we're going to eventually start to go back down to oversold. And you also want to see these price action go below this line right here and turn red. Now you still would have this channel right here green, so you could see a bounce down and then a bounce off of the channel. A bounce off of the channel would most likely have the TSI at a lower position after turning red and then going back to blue, and that would be a good entry position to go into. Now keep in mind, you can see these little fake outs, these little dead cat bounces, especially like right over here where there was an earlier point in the market, a little bit more on surety. We bounced down below, bounced up, it turned green, came back down, and then also turned green here before going back down. So this channel right here is great at indicating overall sentiment, but these moves right here is really where you're going to be playing the swing trading strategy. And so that's what we got right now. So I am out of the market as of right now. I'm just being patient and waiting for another good opportunity. The last video that I did I talked about how I had some shorts. I was a little too early on the shorts, and they did end up getting stopped out. I think I had position on SQQQ, SPY, and Tesla, and I ended up just taking a slight loss for that. Now I did actually enter a short on this day right here on the 9th. I ended up selling it on Friday for a little bit of a profit. Just didn't want to hold it over the weekend, especially with the CPI coming up. So there was nothing really great to report as far as that profit, but it was something. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's what we're looking at right now. We can just bring up the Heikin-Ashi candles real quick, and you'll see we don't actually really have a great indication to go long. Kind of consolidating, a lot of doji candles. Even though this was a green day, it still was a doji candle because of the downturn on Friday. So what I'm thinking in the coming days or so, I do think, obviously it depends a lot on the CPI data, but I do think we are probably going to go a little bit higher. And I actually am looking to short, but I actually would like it to go a little bit higher just because I would like this TSI to really get exhausted, just like how we had back over in August right over here. That was huge downturn. And if you just bring up this percentage right here and mark that where that red line is, I mean, that was a 13.44% drop, and that was pretty good. So that's something that we're going to be looking for, another great opportunity like that. When you have something kind of hanging around in the middle, it's like unsure of whether you want to get into it. So you really want to see it above this red line right here. Now we did hit the red line almost. We almost hit that red line, and we're starting to come back down. So TSI is showing exhaustion. I feel like it might just be delayed a little bit by the CPI data. But overall, even if the market is going to recover, you're still going to have these downturns, and we can show that, this huge downturn in the TSI, it was marked still by some reliefs a little bit, and you can play these reliefs. That's would be a good point to enter right there. This would be a good point to enter, and actually really right here would be the ideal point to enter because you're above this green channel. So that's all I got for you today. I'm going to be doing more deep dives into this trading setup and these indicators, as well as some other things. So if you like this content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, pay attention to my track record because so far we've done pretty darn well. I actually have videos that have tracked my moves so far since the channel has started. As the channel gets more and more videos, it's going to be harder to do every single one, but we'll continue to track it as much as possible. Just a little quick recap. We did call this rally, we called this downturn, we called this rally, and I believe we actually called this downturn here. And although I did play this, but I ended up getting stopped out, so I missed it. I did actually go long over here. So that's all I got. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and so you can see all my latest content. Thank you.